On Acoustic Tuesday, episode 33, I'm going to give you a country music encyclopedia. We're going to turn your guitar into a whole new instrument, like vastly different from the standard guitar. And I'm going to share some thoughts with you about how to best approach learning the guitar. All that and more right after this. If you believe that playing acoustic guitar is about sharing the joy of music with friends and family, not just mastering the technical side of playing, then this show is your dream come true. Every Tuesday morning, I give you my list of exciting Guitar Geek discoveries, gear, and new music so you can stay inspired to live your best acoustic life. I'm Tony Polecastro, and this is the Acoustic Tuesday Show. Guitar Geeks, unite. Welcome to Acoustic Tuesday, episode 33. I am so pumped you're here, and I thought, you know what? Let's kick today's episode off with our Acoustic Tuesday tradition, as in Guitar Geek Trivia. Here is your Guitar Geek Trivia. The Radio Twins, a country harmony singing brother duet act, changed their stage name to what in the year 1947? Was it A, the Delmore Brothers, B, the Louvin Brothers, C, the Everly Brothers, D, the Monroe Brothers? Go ahead and pick one of those. Rather ponder that question as we dive into the geekiness that is Acoustic Tuesday. But first, Acoustic Tuesday is special. It's special for the 5 Guitar Geek items that I'm about to share with you, but it's also special because I am joined by none other than Sir Noah Jacob Heckman Jr., the first, and of course Levi Coela, the man with the technical plan.
Hello, Noah. Hi,
Ladies
Tony.
and gentlemen.
Levi. Tony.
I appreciate you guys being here.
Oh, no problem.
And you guys are looking mighty fine. I'm not supposed to say fashion statements, but you guys are really bringing it today.
One comment, you're drinking something, I'm drinking something, I'm very excited, but also wanted to comment that, Noah, I think you gypped me a little bit here. I'm kind of already low, and we just got started.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is unlike Noah.
No, don't look at me like that. I'm just saying.
I was trying to be, when I asked you originally if you wanted some, and
I said no.
And your response, and so I thought, so I tried to go moderate.
All right, I will take full responsibility.
We call Noah the pusher, pretty much. No.
That's my fault. It's actually my fault, so my apologies.
Well, I'm enjoying a nice Four Roses bourbon that was actually sent to us by Kate H. So thank you, Kate H. Cheers. And I'm sure you guys are having something.
Oh yeah,
whatever.
we are enjoying the Port Charlotte from Bruichladdich Distillery, sent to us by us.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Neat choice. Let's move on to Acoustic Tuesday, shall we, guys? Can I do so? Can I do it, guys?
Let's go for it.
I'm stopping you.
Let's start with item number 5. I've been on a podcast kick lately. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And usually I take my podcast cues from Noah or Levi. And they're in the vein of kind of interviews and you could almost put them in the self-help category or motivation category. I really dig them. Levi's turned me on to some great podcasts, as has Noah. But this one I found all by myself. I should say the iTunes algorithms helped me find this one. And the reason I started listening to it, I'm really sad to admit this. The reason I started listening to it is because the cover art on the podcast, it looked like an old vinyl album. It's really cool, kind of flowers on it, and it looked awesome. And the podcast is entitled Cocaine and Rhinestones. And it was a curiosity click, I gotta be honest. But holy smokes, am I glad I clicked on this podcast and started listening. There's only one season available, which I believe is about 12 episodes long. And again, the name of it is Cocaine and Rhinestones. It's hosted by an individual named Tyler Mahan Coe, and I hope I did the pronunciation correctly. Wow. This podcast is essentially an encyclopedia of country music. I mean, each episode has a focus point, right? So it's not just like, oh, this happened, then this happened. This is a deep dive into certain windows of country music, certain events, certain songs that shook the very foundation of what we consider country music. The whole notion is that basically he covers country music up until the year 2000, okay? Nothing past that. And let me tell you, he shares some incredible stories. I'm going to cite one a particular episode. It's the Ernest Tubb episode, and I want you to get a vibe. I want you to hear this podcast because I think you'll get a kick out of the stories he tells and how he narrates it. So let's have a quick listen to Cocaine and Rhinestones episode 1. Let's go have just a quick episode or a quick little listen of episode 1. It's a focus on Ernest Tubb.
Hearing Jimmie Rodgers is what led Ernest Tubb to decide he simply had to become a country singer. It's also, very specifically, what caused him, 3 decades later, to want to shoot a .357 Magnum at Jim Denny. In 1933, Jimmie Rodgers died young of tuberculosis. He was 35. The death of his idol was extremely upsetting for Ernest. However, it also made him realize that he was going to have to get serious about chasing his dreams. He moved to San Antonio, made a few guest appearances on a friend's radio show, and managed to secure his own early morning show, which aired twice a week. Not bad for a 19-year-old kid. But don't get the wrong idea. He was nowhere near the big time, and the pay was quite slim.
So I want to personally
E.T.
thank Tyler
had to
for
keep
putting
2
out such
other
an
jobs
incredible
besides
podcast and doing so much work. This isn't just kind of a flyby quick history lesson. He does a deep dive. He cross-references works, and on his website, cocaineandrhinestones.com, you can find an associated a blog post for each episode that gives a full bibliography of all of the books that he researched. And holy cow, does he, I mean, I can't imagine the amount of time that goes into these episodes. Really incredible stuff. So thank you, Tyler. And also, for those of you who check it out and love it and want to support it and want more seasons of it, make sure to check out his Patreon page. He's got a whole bunch of things on there that you can help contribute to the podcast and all of that good stuff. So all of those links are, of course, at acoustictuesdayshow.com. Just click on episode 33, and they are all there. Check that out if you're at all even close to interested in country music. You will find it totally awesome.
There's almost 1,300 reviews of that podcast. That's amazing.
1,300?
Yeah, that's like twice as many as what this show has.
Holy smokes. I mean,
insane.
I mean, we could always ask for more reviews of this podcast. Yeah. I mean, I'd love to catch up to the Cocaine and Rhinestones review count.
That would be amazing.
So if you haven't done so yet, please leave a review for our podcast, the Acoustic Tuesday Show podcast. It would be very swell and would let other people know that, hey, this is a pretty radical podcast where guitar geeks unite. So go ahead and do that. You can do that on iTunes. It's actually quite easy. Let's move on to item number 4. A couple weeks ago, I got intrigued about a guitar accessory. Okay, and it came into the mailbag, and I held up this tube, and I said I'd be featuring it on a future episode of Acoustic Tuesday. But I never revealed the contents of this tube. Now, there was a lot of speculation of what was in this tube. I mean, you can probably see why. Anyways, let me unveil what was actually in the tube. It is the Passerelle Bridge. Now, this is a tool, an accessory, I think I can call it an accessory, a piece of gear that you put on your guitar to actually make it a completely different instrument. If you have ever heard an instrument called the Koto, it actually makes your guitar sound like a Koto. Well, how do you use this thing? What is this thing? Well, it sits on the 16th fret of your guitar, upright like this, and the strings go over it. And it allows you to play your guitar lap style and get notes on either side of this bridge. Now, it's very difficult for me to describe this. In fact, I just got it. I've been working with it. I haven't been able to master it yet. I'm not even close to mastering it, but I can tell you what, I'm having a hell of a lot of fun with it because it produces some amazing sounds. And as somebody that is pretty darn good at using this particular piece of gear is Kaki King. So I've got a quick demo of the Passerelle Bridge that she did, which is absolutely mesmerizing. So let's have a look. All right, so a pretty cool gadget. I mean, it is astounding to me what this is capable of. A couple concerns when I ordered this. Number one, is this going to hurt my guitar? And is it going to be stable enough? Is it going to fall over? I have not experienced that, and there's felt on the bottom where it touches your fret. In fact, it's all the way across. So I haven't experienced it harming any of my instruments, just if that was a concern of yours. Secondly, how do I tune it? How do I even put it on? Well, Kaki actually has videos describing how to do that as well, and those are all included on the show notes, just acoustictuesdayshow.com, episode 33. You'll see a installation video, you'll see a tuning video, and also that performance is available for you to watch as well. And the last thing, well, when I got this, I put it on and I was having some trouble with the strings sitting in the grooves. And I read the piece of paperwork that came along with it, and they cast these in bronze. And because of the casting process, the process that they use, I won't even claim to know what it is. But there's some subtle variations in the slots where the strings go across. So what I ended up having to do was use a gauged nut file to actually deepen some of the grooves, which is something, if you're comfortable to do, you can probably do it on your own, but if not, you can always take it to a luthier and they would probably know what to do. It worked out swell for me, but I just wanted to let you know, because of that casting process, there could be some variance in whether the strings sit very squarely in those slots. So just some minor adjustments, but very, very cool piece of gear. Now, this was developed by Kaki King in conjunction with the luthier Rachel Rosenkrantz, and I hopefully got her name correct. But what a cool piece of gear, what a cool gadget to make available for everybody. You can order it through Rachel, or you can order it through Kaki King. It's actually on her merch page from her website. And again, those links are at acoustictuesdayshow.com, episode 33. Just click on episode 33, you'll find those links. So that's pretty darn neat. If you want a new sound out of your guitar and you kind of mess with alternate tunings and you just need something more, this is definitely something to consider. I've got a ton of stuff left. Okay, I've got who I'm listening to this week. I've got a total luthier geek fest that I want you to know about, and I've got some thoughts on how to learn the guitar. But the mailbag, has some stuff in it. Now I know last week Noah shared with us some things that he got in the mailbag. I don't think. Do you have anything this week?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing
okay.
this week.
I'm sorry. I've got some things that I'd love to share.
Please.
But so first and foremost,
Levi did.
Levi got a clipboard, didn't he?
He got stuff.
I got, some gear, not very exciting for guitar players, computer stuff. But
Right.
Pretty neat, pretty cool.
Okay, so what'd you get, Tony?
Okay, on to your stuff.
So super surprised. Today I got in the mail these Tusk picks, which I've never tried before, but Acoustic Tuesday viewer and Tony's Acoustic Challenge member Andrew D was kind enough to actually send these in. So thank you, Andrew D, for sending these in. I am dying to try these. In fact, we were just joking with the idea that we should maybe do a focused Acoustic Tuesday on one particular piece of gear, maybe an all-pick episode. I don't know. But thank you, Andrew D, for sending these in. I'm super excited to try them. Again, those are Tusk picks made by, I think the parent company is Graphtech. So very cool. Thank you, Andrew D. And then this is something I ordered, and I'm really excited. I actually came into the studio. It was delivered on a Saturday, and I had to come in and pick it up because I was really excited about it. Now, I've confessed my metal-headedness before, and you saw it in a previous episode of Acoustic Tuesday where I got an Arch Enemy box set, which is one of my favorite metal bands. Well, I found this box set. It's the White Zombie box set, and it kind of chronicles from their start until they kind of became popular, and it is really cool. It comes with a killer hardback book and 5 albums that really kind of show the path that the band went on. So I'm learning a lot, and I'm excited to dig it in, and of course I'm excited because it's in the mailbag and I wanted to share it with you. So that's it. That's it for the mailbag. I'd love to move on if it's okay with you guys.
Yeah, let's go.
Unless you want to share your calculator or whatever you ordered.
Right, my
Your
clipboard.
TI-83 Plus? Yeah. Let's move on to item number 3. What I'm listening to this week. I want to feature an artist today that really expands my view of what's possible with the acoustic guitar. And I say this because she is not only an incredible fingerstyle player, she not only creates magical songs that are full of emotion without any words, I mean, totally instrumental, but her technical proficiency is amazing as well. And this is a person that doesn't settle. She continues to push the boundaries of what the acoustic guitar is capable of, and she's just an incredible composer all around. A multifaceted, amazing musician, and I'm talking about none other than Kaki King. Kaki King is somebody that my old boss in Chicago actually introduced me to, Ted, so thank you, Ted, from Old Town School of Folk Music. He gave me this CD. Okay, the CD was Legs to Make Us Longer, and Kaki's on the cover in kind of a picture frame. And from track 1 all the way through, I was like, whoa, this is something I've never heard before. And it was fascinating. Truly, truly beautiful music. So she has Legs to Make Us Longer, an album called Everybody Loves You, an album called Until We Felt Red, an album called Glow, and one of her newer albums, The Neck is a Bridge to the Body, which is actually, I don't know what came first. I don't know if it was the album or this show concept that she is doing now, but essentially, she plays a white Ovation guitar, totally white, and there's there's visuals actually projected onto the guitar that are modified by the way she plays dynamically and other things. So just to get a scope, get a visual of what that actually sounds like and looks like, there's a cool video here, her doing the tune "The Surface Changes," and it's from the Neck is a Bridge to the Body kind of live show. So let's check it out. Stunning stuff. I mean, the way that she coaxes different sounds out of the instrument is something that has always fascinated me, and that she approaches the guitar really holistically, like as in any part of it can make a musically beautiful sound. So cheers to Kaki. And now I only mentioned a few of her albums. There's many more if you go to her website and check out her merch area. She's got a whole slew of albums. And one of the cool things, one of the questions I had when I first saw that clip was like, how on earth, okay, so you're on stage, it's all dark. How the hell can you see the guitar? And I was actually fortunate enough to interview Kaki on the phone. This was some time ago. And she said actually, she got used to it. She got used to playing kind of in that atmosphere. And the guitar is actually on a stand, so it doesn't move. So that certainly helps as well. So make sure to check her out. And I noticed on her website that she's doing kind of an East Coast swing, a couple dates on the East Coast. So if she's coming to a place near you, be sure to check it out, because you're in for a treat. Let's just put it that way. I've got a ton more stuff to deal with today. That sounds negative. But I have to share these things, and I have to do them justice, and they're really exciting. But first, I want to visit Noah for some small wins. Noah, do we have some small wins queued up?
We do indeed. All right.
I feel like you're doing that because of the logo on your shirt. Like you're matching the logo. Is that a bird?
Can't see it.
You can't see the logo?
I am feeling it though.
Oh, okay.
You can't see it. It's the Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword
emblem.
Of course.
I thought that was a yoga move all along.
Yeah.
Skyward Sword is apparently part of Zelda.
Levi gave me the gunshot today.
Yeah.
That was different. Okay. Yeah. All right, so small wins today coming in from AT viewers from last week. Enrico, small win, I managed to replace the saddle on one of my guitars.
That's a huge win.
That is huge.
That's awesome. Good job.
That's almost like at the level of being willing to touch your truss rod.
Yeah.
You know?
It's scary stuff. Once you get into it, though, it's kind of exciting. That's awesome. Good job. Congratulations.
Next small win comes from Jim McBride. Small win, Soldier guitar straps. A few years ago, I purchased a Soldier guitar strap that was an exact reproduction of the strap I got when I bought my Martin D18 in 1968. It was a strap that Hendrix had at Woodstock. While I love the metal hardware, he does give a note of caution that it can ding the guitar finish if you're not careful. So he puts hockey tape on it for protection.
Awesome.
And he signs off Coach Jim.
A lot of things happening there. I mean, killer small win.
Yeah.
Cool story about the strap. Great tip on the hardware.
Uh-huh.
And hockey tape.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
I know. I know. And last small win for today, sharing, is Rick M. And his small win is, here I sit, unable to play because I just had hand surgery. But AT33 is lifting me from the depths of despair with a virtual guitar fix.
All right.
And that's Rick.
Well, thanks for watching, Rick, and please get well soon. Hopefully your recovery is quick and you'll be back playing the guitar as soon as you possibly can, as soon as is safely possible. Safely possible? Safely okay? As soon as it's okay? As soon as the doctor gives you the go-ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, thanks. Thanks, Noah. Thanks for sharing those small wins.
You're welcome.
And of course, if you want your small win featured on an Acoustic Tuesday episode, it's super easy. In the comments below the episode, just type in hashtag small win and then go ahead and share your small win with us. Maybe you just found the Acoustic Tuesday show and you're super pumped that you did. Maybe you shared the Acoustic Tuesday show with a fellow guitar geek. That's a small win in my book. Maybe you just got into guitar and you're super pumped to be learning all of this incredible information. Whatever the case, share your small win with us. Now, I'd like to move on down my list today, and this is an item that I'm super excited about. What happens when you get, say, I don't know, a whole bunch of luthiers under one roof, and you allow people to come in and check out these amazing guitars? Well, I'll tell you what you get. You get the Woodstock Luthiers Showcase, held in Woodstock, New York, and this is going to be happening, I've got it written down here, October 26th, 27th, and 28th this year, 2018. According to my research, it happens every year, and wow, this looks truly stunning for anybody that's even close to being a guitar geek. Even if you're flirting with the idea of becoming a guitar geek, this is for you. All of these amazing small bench luthiers under one roof. I mean, everybody that's, think of it, like small bench luthiers that you've heard of. Think of Bourgeois, Petros Guitars, whom I've featured before here on Acoustic Tuesday, amongst many other small bench luthiers that kind of carved out a name for themselves, and up-and-coming small bench luthiers that you may have never heard of but can be making some of the most incredible instruments under the sun, all in one place. You can get a ticket. I think according to the website, it's a $20 ticket per day, or you can get a full 3-day pass for $50. And that is small potatoes when you're thinking about getting exposed to all of these incredible luthiers and being able to see their instruments firsthand, hear them, maybe even play them. What an incredible showcase that's put together up there. I was looking through the events and things, and it's not only you go and look at guitars. There's workshops, there's panel discussions, there's performances, there's all these cool events around it. And a couple of the things that stuck out to me, Mason Taylor is going to be there with Petros Guitars. She's a phenomenal fingerstyle player. If you haven't heard her, that's going to be just a revelation for you. Antoine Dufour, who's not only going to be at the Acoustic Life Festival here in Bozeman in June. By the way, if you're interested in tickets, acousticlifefestival.com. You can check out tickets for that. But Antoine's going to be there with Beauregard Guitars doing a performance, something that you don't want to miss if you're in the area. Dick Boak, recent retiree from Martin Guitars, the man responsible for the curation of the Martin Museum is going to be there. Happy Trom, instructor extraordinary. I looked, he's going to be doing a workshop kind of dissecting Bob Dylan's Buckets of Rain, which, I mean, how cool is that? You can go geek out on guitars and then go learn something as well. And then last but certainly not least, somebody that if I was going to this, I would have on my calendar to go see. Courtney Hartman is going to be there with Bourgeois Guitars. And if you have not heard her, you need to. And if you're going to this, carve out some time to check her out. She's an incredible player and just a definite solid advocate for Bourgeois Guitars. Again, that's the Woodstock Luthiers Showcase in Woodstock, New York, October 26th, 27th, and 28th of 2018. Something that it should be on your Guitar Geek radar. In fact, it should be going bananas just hearing that word, Luthier Showcase. You'd get you all, hair standing on end and all of that good stuff. So we've got one more item. And it's something that I might go on a bit of a rant about. I might get up on my soapbox. I don't know. I haven't seen my soapbox around, but I'm going to try and find it. But first, I want to know what you think about the show so far. So please, in the comments below, let us know, okay? Maybe you just found the show and you're like, wow, this is so cool. Share that with us. Maybe you just want to say, hey, I'm tuning in from some really cool place. Leave that in the comments. And of course, if you want us to make a discovery, please leave that in the comments as well. It's something that I look forward to reading every time an Acoustic Tuesday gets released. It's great to see everybody commenting in the discussions that happen. And while I'm on the topic of comments and discussions and the Acoustic Tuesday show, I don't ever want you to miss an episode of Acoustic Tuesday, period. So right this very second, if you haven't done so already, subscribe to this YouTube channel. Click that red subscribe button and don't forget to click the little bell. That'll give you a notification of each new episode and video that gets released. And better yet, if you want it delivered directly to your email, just click the link in the description. That'll give you Acoustic Tuesday right into your email, and it'll give you access to my Guitar Geek list, which is something you definitely don't want to miss at all. So go ahead and do that right now. And while you're doing that, Noah, I know you want to give some shout-outs from people that tuned in last week.
Indeed. You
got some comments to share. I know there were some dandies.
That I do.
And also, I think you've got a whole new slew of you're a Guitar Geek when. Is that possible?
We have them.
I'm just going to hand it over. It's your show right now.
Well, okay. All right. Welcome to the Noah Tuesday show. All right, some shout outs to those who have tuned in the recent AT episode. James, Larry, Conrad, Ken, Dell, Brett, Scott, Kevin, Stephen, William, Russ, Jess. You'll appreciate this one, Tony. Parabola Schism.
Oh, nice Tool reference.
Yep. Ray, Ted, Kate, Sharon, Rick, and of course, there are always many, many more.
Awesome. Cheers. Thanks for tuning in.
All right, so some comments that came in. One was from, okay, now, I have to say, the comments were a little differently flavored this time because I actually had something to share in the mailbag.
You did?
Yeah.
You did.
And surprisingly, it resonated.
I'm glad.
It resonated with some folks. Poor Boy Ryder points out, wow, Noah was pretty excited there. And I would say, yeah, I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
But maybe the excitement did come through. You can't help it.
I mean.
Yeah. Steven says, love the show. I'm doing a string experiment you might like. Gonna try elixirs on my acoustic. Same gauges as my usual 12s, but with one big difference. They're nickel-plated steel instead of phosphorus bronze.
Cool.
I want to see what happens.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And I think I saw in the follow-up comments he's going to probably post a video.
Okay.
Is that correct?
I don't
always.
always.
I kind of was. Yeah, I was snooping a little bit.
Yeah.
I think he's going to post a results video on that, and also shout out to him because I've caught he does a lot of Facebook lives, and he just kind of goes live and starts playing guitar, and I just appreciate that. I think it's really cool. So cheers, Steven. Thanks for sharing that.
That definitely is a geeky thing to do.
Yeah. Oh, he's definitely that solid guitar geek right there.
Yeah.
He's setting you up.
He set me up.
No, that's a geeky thing to do.
Oh, that's a geeky
you're a
thing
guitar
to do.
geek.
Oh.
Yeah. It's a basketball.
Yeah, that was
out.
that was so clever. I didn't even see it.
Yeah.
Levi saw that. Okay.
I've struck out real hard. Missed the alley-oop or whatever.
Next comment comes from Michael. Tony, you are reading my mind. As soon as you mentioned underappreciated flat pickers, my mind went to the usual. Rice, Blake, Watson, and Sutton, just like you. And then I'm thinking hard about who would be outside of that list and who would you name but Kenny Smith, just as his name went past my tongue. But as much as I admire his playing and his singing, Amanda Smith is the voice who lures me into every song they do. Sublime.
She's got a stellar voice.
Sublime. And Ted says, AT, like buttery goodness on a bun.
I mean, that's about one of the highest compliments you could pay.
That's pretty good.
I mean, nothing beats just a butter slathered bun, dinner roll, just getting hungry.
Okay, I didn't want to completely take over. Here's another one back to my mailbag from last week.
Okay.
Ralph says, Noah! Exclamation mark. I had never heard of Arion before. Took a break and listened to the first 20 minutes of their The Theory of Everything album. I thought it was outstanding. Kind of a Rush 2112 meets Kansas meets Jethro Tull. Thanks for bringing this to Acoustic Tuesday.
All right.
And I really appreciate that, because what did I say to you after the show last week? I said, I should have made a comment. Like,
oh, yeah.
like this is, you're either going to love it or you're going to hate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
+1 for Noah.
Some
Points. You got some points.
I did see a comment in there about somebody was like, Levi and Tony were really being mean to Noah. But I'll just come clean and say it was just good-hearted. It was good-hearted. It was
pure jealousy for me.
It was.
That's all it was for me. Yeah.
All right. I did also like that one comment. I didn't jot it down, but it was, I think Levi made the comment, and so he said, don't diss D&D.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like,
yeah, that's right. Hey, I mean, I'll have to admit that I partook some D&D action.
yeah, I'm not surprised.
Huh?
That stands for Dungeons and Dragons.
Yes.
If you guys, if someone doesn't know what that means, I'm not familiar, but I do know that's what it stands for.
Yeah. Hit points and stuff.
Rat, your constitution. All right. And last comment for today comes from Tim. And he says, I have to say, you guys are a blessing to the world. Really and seriously. Just the friendly vibe and down-to-earth persona you present to the public is so cool and so enjoyable to watch. Definitely will and have made the show a part of my week life.
Oh, man.
Now that I have discovered it. Your show is like sitting down with a really good friend and just talking about guitar stuff. Pretty cool. Thanks again, guys. And I will start and catch up on all your shows. Peace to all of you, Tim.
Thanks, Tim. Cheers,
You know
man.
what? Cheers, Tim. And also report back on the trends that you see when you start with episode 1 and go up to current. I like hearing the trend reports from people that take in the entire catalog.
All right. So Tim sounds like he's on the fast track to becoming a guitar geek.
Indeed. Speaking of,
How do you know when you are one, by the way?
Man, you took the words right out of my mouth, Levi. So GW says, you know you're a guitar geek when you plan your vacations around what guitar stores you can visit.
Accurate.
Tom says, you know you're a guitar geek when you bring your laptop down and the first thing your wife says is, I don't want to watch another acoustic guitar review by Tony Polecastro.
I'm glad I could be bringing families together.
Chuck says, you know you're a guitar geek when you are enjoying a Steve Earle concert with your lovely girlfriend, but you spend the downtime talking guitars with the guy sitting next to you who's also ignoring his girlfriend.
Okay, that's a gold medal. You know you're a guitar geek when. Okay. And I'm saying that because it rings so true. Because Whitney's always like, can we just go on a date? Can we just please go on a date? And I'm like, of course. What show do you want to go to, right? And she kind of gives me this look of like, every time we go to a show, there's either somebody there that you know, or somebody that starts talking about guitar with you. And she's like, pretty soon, I feel like you're on a date with that person, and I'm just kind of like hanging out, just waiting for you. That's a struggle is real. The struggle is real.
That does make me wonder about the show we were considering doing the multiple date night on.
Oh, yeah.
And how that would go. But anyway, neither here nor there. So next one comes from VW Beetle. You know you're a guitar geek when you're sitting in the ER waiting for test results for your wife and decide to watch AT33. She's fine, by the way.
Okay, good.
Another great show, guys.
I was waiting for the redemption right there at the end.
And next one comes from Vincent. You know you're a guitar geek when you were at the guitar store and start tuning all the acoustics that you play.
Fair enough.
Next one comes from Kevin. You know you're a guitar geek when after a long day of watching guitar product reviews, You think you need to do something different with your time. So you watch some guitar documentaries and then some guitar-based sketch comedy.
That's good.
Next one
I've
comes
been
from
guilty of that, like a lot.
Next one comes from Brady. You know you're a guitar geek when every drawer you open in the house has either fingernail clippers or picks, or both.
Next to my desk
Yeah.
is a fingernail file.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
And last one today comes from Zojo. You know you're a guitar geek when someone asks you if you play guitar and you light up while you take a deep breath in. And then 10 minutes later, you see their eyes start to drift and glaze over in their attempts to be polite as you realize you've been talking about grain patterns and the harvesting of moon spruce and the elevation Hawaiian koa trees grow. Then you snap out of it and you just say, sorry, man. Yeah, I play guitar.
Come on. That is really good.
Not only that was
good.
phenomenal,
Yeah.
but I mean, let's give it up for the dramatic reading.
Oh.
Noah played that one perfectly.
Thank
that
you,
was
Noah.
really good.
Thank you, Noah.
Thank you. You're welcome.
The only problem with that one is I just don't know how to fit that on a shirt.
I know, but I love it. It's so true.
Good. It's so good.
So true. Is that it?
That's it.
Oh, well, we need more of those. And I'm going to ask you right now to answer this question in the comments below. Well, not answer, question, finish the statement. You know you're a guitar geek when? So in the comments below, hashtag, you know you're a guitar geek when? And please complete the sentence. As you can tell, we've had some quite witty responses, and I look forward to more. And of course, I look forward to Noah's reading of them because he just does a damn good job, period.
Thanks,
Exclamation point.
Thank
And
you.
Speaking of guitar geeks,
let's speak of guitar geeks. Well, you know,
these two segments go together like
they
really
do.
well,
It's just
actually,
like
I'm
it's
noticing.
peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah.
It's celery and peanut butter. It's Oreo cookies. It's cheese and crackers. It's butter on a dinner roll. That's
I see what you did there.
yeah. See what I did? Just brought it around full circle. I want to feature some guitarsenals. What's a guitarsenal? Well, a guitarsenal is a collection of guitar geeks that one possesses, and those people that possess those collections are often called guitar geeks. And I've got some guitarsenals from our very own Acoustic Tuesday viewers. Now let's kick things off with Eric T. Now Eric T. First of all, this is a high-ranking guitarsenal in my opinion. I'm a dog lover, and not only is his dog present in the guitarsenal picture, his dog is wearing the guitarsenal shirt. That's a first on Acoustic Tuesday, and he's got some killer instruments in there. You can see them all lined up, but one in particular, I want to actually read something from his email that he sent. He says, "Here I am with my dog Dixie, and the middle guitar is a 1972 Ensenada. Like my first guitar I bought from Lowe's Hardware when I was 12. Best $45 I ever spent." That's awesome. Thank you for sharing your guitarsenal. Eric, we really appreciate it. Next up, we've got Steve H. Now, Steve H has a beautiful guitarsenal here, and he went through and labeled everything, and the amount of custom Martins in his guitarsenal is stunning. He's got a custom Martin OM cherry back and sides with a maple wedge and an Adirondack top. He's got a custom Martin OM with quilted maple back and sides and a Sitka top. He's got a custom Martin OM 13 with Madagascar back and sides and a Swiss spruce top. I think he's maybe a Martin fan. I don't know. He's also got a Beard Odyssey Model A amongst some other really cool stuff. The guitar he is holding is an Alvarez Grateful Dead Model OM, which is pretty cool. And he also did us Guitar Geeks a huge favor. He not only gave us a front view of the guitars, but a back view as well. And judging by the amount of OMs, orchestra models in his collection, I think he's pretty keen on that body size. I'm pretty sure. So Steve H., thank you very, very much for sharing your guitarsenal with us. And last but certainly not least, now this one, we could say that this guitarsenal picture is lacking something. Now, one of the rules for featuring your guitarsenal is that you have to be in it wearing a guitarsenal shirt. Now you're wondering, you're like, well, how did this one get featured? Well, this is from Tony S., and his email says this. "Tony, here's my current Texas Gulf Coast guitarsenal. Now, he also mentioned he has a Preston Thompson 18 style Dreadnought currently in progress, which I cannot wait to see. So congratulations on that Preston Thompson guitar, Tony. But left to right in his guitar arsenal, he's got a 2012 Hummingbird True Vintage. He's got a 2017 Collings Mahogany Dreadnought. He's got a 2014 Kanalea Tenor K1 Uke, a 2014 Collings Rosewood Dreadnought, and a 2016 Martin D28 MV Custom, which actually I had the pleasure to play, and I can assure you is a stunning guitar. Now, he goes on to say this: for the record, I was wearing my Guitar Arsenal shirt while taking the pic, but wasn't fast enough to run into the frame while trying to get the picture. Also, I might not have the orientation to landscape. User error. Well, the orientation is correct, but Tony, we are missing you and your Guitar Arsenal shirt, so I'm going to throw out a challenge right now. I want you to try this again, but I want you to run just a little bit faster. So I just want to thank everybody for sharing your guitar arsenals with us. It's always a treat to see the guitars that you guys play, to see the guitars that are involved in your guitar journey, and also see the people or pets that are involved in your guitar journey. So if you're thinking, well, gosh, I want to share my guitars, I want to share my pets, I want to share my people that I love that are in my guitar journey, well, you can do it. You can get your guitar arsenal featured on an Acoustic Tuesday show, and it's really easy. There's 3 simple steps. Step number 1, grab yourself a Guitar Arsenal shirt. There's a link right beneath the Acoustic Tuesday episode. Click on it, order your favorite color and size. It'll get delivered directly to your door. Next, I want you to gather all of your guitars, your pets, the people that are involved in your guitar journey, get them all in one place and take a picture. Most importantly, wear your Guitar Arsenal shirt, along with your guitars, of course. And then step number 3, please email it to support@tonypolecastro.com. And all you have to do in the subject line, put #Guitar Arsenal. You can go ahead and tell me what's in your Guitar Arsenal, and then, as always, I will feature Guitar Arsenals on future Acoustic Tuesday episodes. And I gotta be honest, it's so fun seeing what you guys play. I've got some really killer ones queued up, and actually I have one queued up that is near and dear to me. The one I have queued up for a future episode actually contains the first guitar I ever played, which I think is pretty cool.
The actual guitar?
The actual guitar.
What?
The first guitar that I ever played.
Would it be bad for me to take a guess at whose Guitar Arsenal this might be?
I mean, you could speculate.
Yeah, well,
but I don't have to.
It's your dad.
I can neither confirm nor
it's
deny.
clearly your dad, obviously.
It might be. And you also might see the biggest smile you've ever seen on Acoustic Tuesday.
Okay, fine. Or it's your son.
I mean, we don't know.
I'm good. I know what I'm doing here.
That's good. That's good. So yes, please, for those of you out there that want your Guitar Arsenal featured, please follow those 3 easy steps and send that email in with the picture. We'd love to feature you on a future episode of Acoustic Tuesday. One more quick ask of you guys. You know, Acoustic Tuesday is all about guitar geeks uniting, and I want to unite as many guitar geeks as possible. Since we started this show, more and more guitar geeks unite. It's exponential. It's unreal, and I'm super pumped, and I want to thank you for helping unite so many guitar geeks. But I want you to help continue to unite guitar geeks, so please share the Acoustic Tuesday show with your guitar geek friends. Send them a link. Send them to acoustictuesdayshow.com. Send them a link to one of your favorite shows, whatever the case may be. Share this show with them, because the more guitar geeks we get uniting, quite honestly, the more fun this becomes, because the discussion's that much cooler, the comments are that much better, and it's just cool seeing all these people gathered around geeking out together.
Tony.
Now let's move on to item number 1.
Tony, I have a random idea. It
I'm
might
ready.
be Scotch infused, but let me just throw it out.
You go ahead.
Maybe they could let, if you find out about the show from a friend, maybe you could give them a shout out in the comments, and then Tony can read the shout out.
I love it.
Huh.
If you're new to Acoustic Tuesday, and one of your guitar geek friends, that's an Acoustic Tuesday viewer, referred you to the show, put a thank you in the comments. And if we gather enough thank yous, I'll go ahead and read them. I'll read them here on the show. That's a great idea.
Or probably, I suppose Noah would.
Yeah.
Since he can see him while you're talking.
True. That's a good point. That's a good point. And I mean, I love Scotch-infused ideas.
Okay.
I think bourbon-infused ideas are just a touch better.
I understand.
But that's okay.
I understand.
I'll take it. That's a great idea.
We'll see if it works. We'll see. That'll be the proof. All right.
Okay, let's move on to item number 1. The long-anticipated item number 1. In everybody's guitar journey, there comes a point in time, whether it's right off the bat or it's somewhere later along the line, somebody says, you have to learn music theory. And I've always struggled with that statement. I've made videos on it, and I've actually gotten a lot of flack on those very videos because I think the approach is all wrong. I think if you go towards, if you're in your guitar journey and you say, I'm going to learn music theory right now, I think that's a wrong statement. I think you're setting yourself up for something that might not be as fulfilling as you think it is. And let me explain why. Okay, here's the most crucial thing is I want to explain why. Because do I think music theory is an absolute amazing asset to your playing? Yes, absolutely I do. Do I think you need to learn all that is music theory at once? Absolutely not. I think you can boil it down to really 5 core things, which I'm going to share with you here in a second. But the problem with trying to go out and learn all things music theory immediately is you may not have the right context to apply to the principles that you're learning. It's kind of like when you get your driver's license. You don't get a car and not drive it because you're learning how to operate the car. You're not looking at wiring diagrams, and you're not looking at how to change the oil. You're not looking at how to change the spark plugs. You're going to drive the car. And when certain problems happen, then you're going to go ahead and be like, oh, gosh, I think my alternator's just funky. I got to change the alternator. Then you're going to learn how to change the alternator. And that's exactly how I want you to approach learning theory. When you first start the guitar, wherever you're at, right? When you first start the guitar, you're very much in this physical, technique-oriented realm. All you want to do is make really cool sounds on the guitar. That's all you want to do. You want somebody to show you something, and you want to replicate it, and you want it to sound just like the record, or just like whomever showed it to you. And that's a beautiful thing. You're not wondering what notes are involved. You're not wondering, gosh, I'm playing this chord, and it sounds so good. I wonder what's involved in the chord. You're not there yet, and that's totally fine. Embrace the feeling of making good sounds, okay? But I want you to imagine yourself on a pendulum, okay? One side of the pendulum is the physical side, that technique, that execution. The other side is the mental side, the why, right? The what's involved, the inner workings of it, okay? And I want you to picture yourself on a pendulum, right? Think of, I've used this parallel before, and I'll use it again because I think it's a great visual. Think of Miley Cyrus's Wrecking Ball video, okay? And Miley Cyrus in the video, she's on a wrecking ball, swinging around, right? Now, I want you to imagine yourself as her. Maybe not wearing the same thing. Preferably not. I wouldn't be. But
You can.
but you're on this pendulum, okay? And you got your guitar in hand, because you're a guitar geek, of course. And you're swinging back and forth. That's exactly where I want you to be. Because you know what? You're going to be on that physical side of the pendulum. You're going to be on that far end of the spectrum, the physical side, executing things, making sure they sound good, feeling good about your playing. But you know what? You're going to get questions. Why does this sound good? Why, when I play a G, a C, and a D chord, why do they sound good together? Those very questions are going to swing you to the other end of the spectrum. Right? You're gonna ride the wrecking ball across, and you're gonna be on the other side of the spectrum, on the mental side. And you're gonna go learn why a G, C, and D sound together. You're gonna learn, oh, those chords are in the same key. That key has a scale. Holy cow, from that scale, I can actually build those chords. And I can understand why a chord is major. I can understand why a chord is minor. Holy smokes. And you're gonna fill your mind with all that knowledge on that mental side. But that mental side, you're going to reach a kind of a tipping point where you're like, okay, I've got this knowledge. And you're going to swing back to that physical execution, right? That technique end, the physical side of the spectrum, okay? And you're going to take that newfound knowledge and use that in your playing. And then that new playing with that newfound knowledge is going to lead to more questions, and you're going to come back over to that mental side. So rather than pigeonhole yourself and say, I'm just going to learn theory, and I'm going to learn all things theory, or I'm just going to learn physical technique, right? I'm just going to play fast. Don't do that. Allow yourself to swing fluidly in between the two, okay? It's so crucial because I've done I'm just going to learn theory. And yeah, there's a lot of concepts and there's a lot of things to learn, but if you don't apply them, they don't stay. And that's a problem. That feels like wasted time. And I don't want you to waste any time. In fact, I'm so passionate about this. There's a workshop that I'm going to offer you. Whether you're on the physical side and you're like, you know what, I have those questions. What key is a song in? How do some people learn a song by ear? What the hell's a major scale in the first place? How do I even know what note I'm playing? If you have those questions, chances are you're being pulled towards that mental side. Okay? Or if you're on that mental side and you have those questions and you're struggling to find the answers, I'm actually putting on a workshop on April 23rd. Okay, and it's really important because in this workshop, which is a free workshop, by the way, I should mention that. Absolutely free workshop. It's called the Foundational 5. Okay, it's 5 core concepts that you need to grow to start your musical theory journey. Okay, these are the 5 things that if you boil everything in music theory down, it will always come back to these 5 things. This workshop is focused on these 5 things and it's absolutely free. What are these 5 things? Well, it's the musical alphabet, how to construct a major scale, how to construct a chord matrix, which is a revelation for a ton of players. It sheds a ton of light on everything. Chord tonality, what makes a chord major versus minor and how you can manipulate that and why it's important. And the cage system, specifically taking that knowledge and applying it to the guitar. That's what this workshop focuses on. It's absolutely free, and all you have to do to register for the workshop is go to fretwiz.com. Okay, it's going to put you on the Fretboard Wizard waiting list. Now, this workshop is in conjunction with the launching of the Fretboard Wizard course, which is an awesome course, and I'll get into those details later. But right now, I want you to focus on this workshop. It's April 23rd. It's free. It contains the 5 most foundational things that will totally bring about a serious amount of light bulb moments. And all you have to do is go to fretwiz.com and register for it. Just put sign up. It's really easy. I think it's 2 clicks. You put in your email and you're all set. So please, again, this is something I'm passionate about, and I hope it really sheds some light on how best you can approach learning. I know I get a little bit long-winded on these topics, but I think it's that important because all I want you to do is experience daily progress on your instrument, and all I want you to do is have fun. And being fluid between those 2 ends of the spectrum is going to allow you to do that and really make some huge gains. I'm talking about small wins all over the place. So please, fretwiz.com, sign up for that workshop. I think you will very, very much enjoy it, and you'll get some serious light bulb moments. Moving on, guys. What do you say? We wrap this show up.
Let's do it. This has been a fun one.
This has been an awesome one. Now, we did have a trivia question, and I want to come back to that trivia question.
All right.
But first, let's review our trivia question for the day, shall we? Our trivia question was this. The Radio Twins, a country harmony singing brother duet act, changed their stage name to what in the year 1947? Was it the Delmore Brothers, the Louvin Brothers, the Everly Brothers, or the Monroe Brothers? Well, if you answered the Louvin Brothers, you were correct. The brothers Charlie and Ira, known as the Louvin Brothers, actually had the last name Loudermilk, and they happened to be first cousins of famous singer-songwriter John D. Loudermilk, who wrote Tobacco Road, by the way. The name change occurred in 1947, as the question stated, while working at WROL in Knoxville, because they wanted a professional name that was easier to pronounce and spell. Pretty fascinating little chunk of trivia there, and I want to thank Cocaine and Rhinestones for that trivia question, actually. So I pulled that from the podcast, so make sure to check that podcast out. So thank you so much for joining us today for Acoustic Tuesday, episode 33. I want to look forward. I want to predict the future and see what's going to happen next week on Acoustic Tuesday, episode number 34. Let's take a sneak peek into next week. Next week on Acoustic Tuesday, we're going to get a grip. Plain and simple, we're going to get a grip. I have a new musical discovery I want to share with you, actually thanks to an Acoustic Tuesday viewer. And I'm going to offer up a quick guide to jamming with other guitar geeks, something that I think will help you out in a big way. So please join us next week for Acoustic Tuesday. I want to see you there. I'm going to be there. I want you to be there. And of course, you can catch Acoustic Tuesday every Tuesday at 10 a.m. Mountain Time right here on YouTube. Again, please share the show with as many guitar geeks as you possibly can, because the whole point of the show is for guitar geeks to unite, and I think we're doing a really good job. Between Levi, Noah, myself, and you guys playing the biggest role, you're helping a ton of guitar geeks unite, and we appreciate it from the bottom of our hearts. So from all of us here at Acoustic Life Studios, thank you so much for sharing your time with us today, and may guitar geeks continue to unite, and we'll see you next Tuesday on Acoustic Tuesday. Cheers.